So I'm here with Alex Adams, Head of Sales and Marketing at Aqualand. Now we're at the Aura Display Suite. Just across the road, actually, we can see the development being built. Geez, a lot of progress being made. How's things going with the sales and marketing side of it?
Fantastic, actually. A lot of progress has been made. We've recently topped out of the project to 28 levels. The building itself, if you look at it visually, and you may see it on the video, it looks like 4 interconnected buildings. In fact, it's actually one structure,
Right.
just the way it's been designed. It's like 4 petals when you're looking at it from above. Sales are going really well at the moment. As we know, the market in general, when you're talking about a general market, it's been a little bit funny, something that people haven't really experienced before, but we've been a combination of lucky and quite successful in the way we've marketed the project and the way we've dealt with the clients from day one. And we're at a point now where we're pretty quickly achieving that $500 million mark.
Wow. And it seems to me that Sydney's leading the market out of, the funny period, as you put it. And I think, that kind of confidence is starting to really build in the market coming forward in Sydney. And so with that in mind, who are the types of buyers that you're seeing through and how does that differ from, 6 or 12 months ago?
To be honest with you, the buyer type that we're getting coming through, or the demographic of the buyers coming through, hasn't necessarily changed too much from day one. So the thing is, for a project like Aura, or even for our other project like Lavender Bay, we were quite clear on where the market was going to come from. So local downsizers, young professionals, upsizing, but predominantly through that lower North Shore area, from call it the Pacific Highway circle going up towards the northwestern line, buyers coming up from the Turramurra area, Pymble, Linfield and so on. So we're getting all those buyer types. We're getting a large number of buyers, funnily enough, from Pyrmont,
right,
which is a little bit unusual. That wasn't to be expected, so specifically from Pyrmont. We do have another project in Pyrmont. Don't know whether that's got anything to do with it. Maybe it's a bit more of a brand recognition based on what we've done down there at the Revy.
How far through is the project at the Revy?
The Revy is complete. So that finished in 2020, and we're actually just about to start a campaign on the penthouse.
Which is, that's a pretty good sign if people are seeing completed stock from Aqualand. I can't help but think that's not a coincidence. That's specifically from Pyrmont. And if people are seeing a completed project and that's kind of triggering them to know that Aqualand's going to deliver, that's a good sign.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's definitely played a part. I think the project that has helped us more than anything is Blue at Lavender Bay.
Right.
Again, being local to Aura, another complete project finished up in 2021. Our clients moved in around about June 2021. The big thing for us is the fact that we are, at the moment, we're a 9-year-old company. We're still quite young, but we're a very, very mature 9-year-old company. Blue at Lavender Bay for us was a project that kind of created our identity. So that was a project that was a real vision creator for Jin, who's our managing director. And Aura is a project that kind of takes it to that next level. So we were able to be a little bit more creative with Aura, add a little bit more to it and take our company to the next level. So clients inquiring on Aura had the ability, even before we had display apartments, and we're almost at the point we've got display apartments in there. We've actually got clients that are being taken to Blue to showcase the product. This is what we build, this is how we build, this is what we do, and the type of product you can actually expect over at Aura. So that's helped big time.
I think one of the things with Off the Plan is that it kind of freaks people out sometimes when, some of the things they read in the headlines. But from our perspective, there's such a big contrast between developers who maybe are doing their first project, or there's kind of just a bit more ambiguity where they did a huge amount of pre-sales to get started. But, I can imagine something that would give buyers confidence when they come into the display and it looks awesome down here. And actually be able to look out on the balcony and see the construction progress. Yeah. From my perspective, if I was a buyer for this product, being able to see the fact that not only is construction started, but the development's actually moving forward, and having the opportunity to see other stock, whether it's in Pyrmont or Blue Lavender kind of project, I think those things all kind of really inspire confidence, and it's certainly one of the things that we're excited about from an urban perspective to be able to partner with you guys on. Yeah,
no, it's great. And definitely it's something that we were very conscious of at the beginning. We had the ability and the opportunity to launch the product, to launch Aura well before the time that we did. The launch was technically, the grand launch was on the 4th of December 2021. Shortly after that, we closed up for a month and then reopened up in February 2022. We could have launched this project in 2020. I thought it was quite a bit smarter considering the appetite for off-the-plan product at the time. The general market or clients have every reason to be nervous about the off-the-plan product based on what's happened with other developers and the history of certain things that have happened in the general market. But we thought it would have been a much better idea to first demolish the existing commercial building. Second, start excavating 6 levels of basement, which we did. Our display, as you mentioned, is right across the road from the actual project itself. So clients have the ability, and they did on the day of launch, coming through, inspecting our display, the product, but also looking across the road and seeing how far advanced we were. So it wasn't just an idea. that they were buying into, and then hoping that the developer gets the pre-sales required to get the funding to actually start construction.
Yeah, that's where the risk is, right?
Yeah.
I think Aqualand's hit the nail on the head in terms of having an awesome display that kind of really reflects what the project's going to be like, and then actually just be able to walk over there and look at the thing.
Yeah. And again, a lot of the buyers are locals. Again, whether it be North Sydney or the surrounding North Shore area. They just jump in the car, drive around. At the moment, they can actually see it probably from wherever they live. But to see how attractive the project is now and the fact that it's, from the outside, it pretty much looks 99% complete. We're finishing off the internals now. But, I mean, it's a huge confidence boost. And I think for the buyers that we've been dealing with for quite some time now that haven't committed to purchasing yet, once they've got the ability to go through, have a walk through and see the display partners that we've got there, and knowing that we're about 6 months away from completion, I expect quite a number of transactions to occur from that point.
And so what are the kind of top 3 things that you're finding that buyers, when you talk to them and they come in, what are those top 3 things that people are most interested in?
At the moment, look, quality, number one, I'd say. And again, I think that's got a lot to do with a lot of the negative talk that's been in the media, and again, with good reason. So quality is number one.
So you mean finishings and the quality of the like, what do you mean by that specifically?
The finishings, basically how it's all put together. So it's not only what's on the surface, it's what's under the surface as well. So being able to explain to clients about, I mean, I'll give you one example. Our waterproofing is way above and beyond what anybody else in the general market would do. We've done that, just to make sure and to safeguard the building for the future. B, we can actually showcase to clients how far above and beyond we've actually gone with certain things like that. And if you've had the opportunity to have a look at some of our visual construction updates that we do on a quarterly basis, we go into detail. We don't hide anything from our buyers or the general market that are actually looking to inquire. So they can look at the videos, they can actually go and see exactly what's going on internally before the tiles go down, before the marble goes down, before the timber goes down. You actually see in detail what we're doing.
This is exactly what we need more in the market, because I think
transparency.
So much of the market, unfortunately, for developers is the people think of these people like they're hiding in the shadows. And I think the problem is some of the market is doing that. But I think when you're doing things like taking photos and showing people and the construction updates all the way through, that's exactly the kind of change that we need to see in order for the supply housing to hit the market and for buyers to have confidence.
Yeah, definitely. And it's very important. And we know it. So one of the first things is the quality. And one of the first questions is, what else have you built? And again, it goes back to what I was saying. Blue at Lavender Bay is a big help for us as a brand. And not only in terms of brand recognition, but being able to take clients down there and see that the product is a tier 1 product. Our construction team that are building Aura also built Blue at Lavender Bay. That construction team was put together for the sole reason that it wasn't a money maker for us. We're not looking to try and make additional profits out of an in-house construction team, but it's the full control over how we build. It's full control over the actual quality of the end product. It's full control over the after-sale service as well, and how we actually approach remediation of something that might go wrong afterwards. We've got our people on hand, and they're in there within hours on certain occasions. But the construction team that's been put together, they're all from ex-tier 1 firms. So we're talking from Mirvac, from ProBuild, and list goes on, from Multiplex and so on. Being able to showcase Blue, and even Revy as well, which is a very different product. It's an old heritage building that's been converted into a high-end, beautiful apartment there on the water on Darling Island Road. It's helped tremendously.
So quality is the number one thing that you're finding buyers are most engaging with. What's number 2?
Number 2, I'd say size. And one thing we have done here is make sure, and actually one of the reasons we delayed the launch as well, is to rejig the unit mix and the apartment sizes. So at one point we had a DA for 441 apartments in here. Again, COVID does magical things in terms of adjusting people's decisions in life. And I think people had more of appreciation of space within a home. The investor market kind of shifted sideways. The owner occupiers were the main focus. So size for us was probably one of our number 1 priority points, where we wanted to make a dramatic change and say, you know what, let's make the apartments the largest apartment that you'd actually buy in the market.
Wow. And how many square metres are we kind of talking for the different config?
In terms of internal square meterage, without including the winter gardens, and I'll touch on that in a second, our 3 bedrooms are up to around about 150. I'd say the average would be around about 135, 140.
Wow. For those of you that don't work in the property market, that's a big apartment.
Yeah. No, they're big apartments. The 2 bedrooms, I'd say, would average around about the 90 mark, which again is substantially larger than the average. 1 bedrooms are probably a little bit larger than average. I think would be at about the 55 to 60 mark for the 1 bedrooms. And then you've got the 4 bedrooms, and it's hard to pick an average. There's 14 of them, but they go all the way up to about 268 square metres for a 4 bedroom. So size for us was a real point that we wanted to make sure that we did the right thing. So we reduced the number of apartments to 386, maintaining the internal space that we had in the original DA. We increased the number of 3 bedrooms, we introduced 4 bedrooms, reduced the 1 bedrooms, and increased the sizes of the overall 2 bedrooms that we had. So yeah, I think we made the right decision, and the buyers that have come through, I'd say the second most important thing that they'd asked for was the actual size of the apartments. No one wanted to be stuck within a nook and cranny type apartment.
Yeah, I think that's one of the key changes that we've observed, even over the last 10 years, where previously apartment developments were really designed to focus on the location and then the price point. They were the two things that people really cared about, particularly with overseas buyers.
Yeah.
When they don't know the area as well, perhaps they're not going to live there themselves. A lot of the stock was very small, but had great location and a relatively low price. And those prices have since obviously appreciated. But as the market's evolved and understood that the local owner-occupier market is a very big sector of the buying audience, that's really evolved, and good to see that the style of apartments has really evolved to match that need from the market.
Yeah. It's been very welcome from the market. It's been welcome from people that haven't actually purchased yet, but are considering to purchase later on down the track. So let's see what happens.
And so they're the first two. So the first one was quality. The second one was the size of the apartments.
Yep.
What's the third thing that people are kind of most interested in when they come by?
Location and amenity. I'll put them both side by side.
A little third equal situation.
I'll say third equal situation. I think we've got a benefit of being right next door to the entry point to Victoria Cross Metro Station, which will be open very shortly, actually. And for those who don't know, the metro line itself, once you get on the metro, it'll take 3 minutes to get to Barangaroo. It takes 6 minutes to get to Chatswood.
Jeez.
It takes 4 minutes to get to Martin Place. So extremely convenient, and it's right next door to us. And then in terms of amenity, what we've got in the building, there's a pool, underground level, and it's been designed and inspired by, I guess, if you have a look at some of the Turkish baths that you might see online.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of the inspiration behind it.
What I like about that is you can kind of use it in winter as well as in summer, right?
Correct. That's right. And there was the ability, and we could have put an outdoor pool and stuff like that, but what happens with an outdoor pool once winter hits, no one really uses it. So there's the ability there for the all year round. We've got a wellness centre and a gym. We have a collaboration with Techno Gym, which may not be too well known in Australia at the moment, but internationally they are regarded as I'd say the number one gym brand in the world and the equipment brand in the world. So we've got a partnership with Techno Gym. We've got the facilities on level 9, which is basically a function room, dining room, lounge room, and it's common facilities for residents. The other thing is the 5-star concierge service that we offer. We've started that over in Blue at Lavender Bay with great success.
Right.
And again, as a concierge service, it's like living in a 5-star hotel, but then we've also got that next step up, which is called the Black Key. So Black Key's a subscription service. So you could equate it to the Amex Black Card in terms of the service offering. There
cool.
as well. So that's actually gone down really well over at Blue. Residents love it. Our concierge down there is actually fantastic. So they're doing a great job.
So what kind of things would I get as a Black Key member?
As a Black Key member, you could ask for someone to help coordinate your child's birthday party.
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
A last-minute dinner for guests. In addition, we've also got a sky deck on level 26, which faces direct out north, and it's got visuals out to the east as well. It's got a barbecue area, just a lounge area. It's got an elevated, call it like a sunbathing deck area right in the middle with the most amazing views out to the north and the east as well. So it's phenomenal. So I'm actually looking forward to clients actually going up there for the very first time.
Well, Alex, I think you guys are doing what the market needs right now, which is getting construction started early, having evidence of projects that have been delivered successfully to the standard which has been sold to the customer, and an awesome display suite to give people a real feel for the finishes. So, as I said before, we're proud to be partnered with Aqualand. We think you guys are doing an awesome job, and we wish you more developers like Aqualand in Sydney delivering this sort of product. So thanks for bringing it to market, and we're stoked to be a partner.
Thank you very much.